What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be showing you the ultimate follow-up system that I've just built within my agency. I'll be showing you the automations that we leverage to build this and the emails that we send to our clients on a weekly basis. And so this email is a funnel breakdown letting the clients know when they last contacted a lead, when the lead last replied, and how many times they followed up since the lead last replied. And then we have a custom formula that's going to inform us whether we are doing a good job or a bad job with regards to follow-ups. And for the most part, across hundreds of leads that we've looked at, we've been doing a really bad job myself and my clients, right? And that's why I felt compelled to build something like this to make these stats go up, because that's going to result in more meetings, more revenue for everybody, right? And so let us look at the next thing, which is download this list as a CSV. And so when looking at this list, it's actionable, of course, because you can click on the leads, but it doesn't give enough of a agency to get the tasks done. And so when the clients click on download this list as a CSV, it's going to look something like this, where they get the same view of what they had, but now they have checkboxes that they can easily check off when they follow up with leads. Next thing that we do is we store all of this data within our ClickUp account. And I'll be showing you all of this stuff, how it works. Same exact thing that you've just seen. Last contacted, last replied, days since contacted, all of that stuff, right? And then we store the follow-up KPIs. And so, for example, we're going to look at someone that is optimal, right? So follow-up KPI, optimal. It says that we've followed up 4 times since they last replied, and they last replied February 7th. We last contacted them February 25th, right? And so we click on that lead. We can see February 25, we contacted them. And as you can see, hey, Chevelle, haven't heard back from you. Looking to work for. Any thoughts on the previous email? Amazing. We've done a great job with this lead, but we've not done a great job with any other lead. And we can actually even further improve the formulas for this to be like, if it's 4, like it resets after 100 days from 4 to back to 0, right? So we can do really cool things like that as well. Next thing we've done is, because all of this is with regards to funnel management, we've made our funnel management platform, which is Smartlead, significantly easier to leverage by adding external scripts. And so for one, we've removed every single tab that is not the master inbox or the email accounts section. Previously, we would have email accounts, all leads, global analytics, all of that stuff, right? And I think I said email accounts twice, but you get the point, right? So we've removed all of these different tabs. Next thing we've done is inside the master inbox, as you can see, we have inbox, unread replies, sent, important, snooze. For someone who doesn't use Smartlead on a regular basis, it's just added things that just confuse them more, right? And they ask questions like, what is reminders? How do I set reminders? Like, we don't need to worry about that. Let's just follow up with leads, right? Another thing we've removed is this top section over here, right? With deals, notes, tasks. We don't want the client to spend hours trying to get acquainted with the platform. As you can see, we've got the inbox. We've removed the top section over there. They've got 3 lead categories that they can choose from. Transferred is the category when they receive the leads. Closed and lost is if the lead is disqualified or lost or anything. Closed and won is if they decide that the lead is qualified and they would like to or they book a meeting or whatever the case may be, right? It's closed and won, right? And so these are the 3 categories. We keep it super simple. Another thing that we add for them is different views, right? So they can see the closed lost view, which is like this. We have the close one view, and then we have the transferred view. Super simple, right? We've removed a lot of the complexities, ensuring that when clients are requested to follow up with leads, it's just easy, right? Like there's no confusion. We can get it done. Now, in order for me to store all of the leads, I leverage a tool called ClickUp. And as you can see, I've got all the leads across all my clients, and we have different client views. And so like I can also share these views with my clients, and they can easily see all the leads as well. But to add the leads, we actually add them during our positive reply automation. So this is actually a step 2 automation, so it doesn't show the full picture, but basically it works like this, right? So we go to the master inbox. The moment that we change the lead category to transferred, and it was in any of these other previous categories, we are then going to trigger an automation that sends the notification to the client, right? So they get notified in Gmail, Slack, Ring Central, whatever platform they use. It's really up to them. We store that information here. So we've got the notification platforms. That's how we notify them. Uh, but in addition to doing that, we also add the lead inside ClickUp. And so once we have the lead inside ClickUp, we then use this automation. So this automation is going to get all of the active clients, and by getting the active clients, it's going to be getting this information, right? So the company, the email recipients, everything about the client that we have inside ClickUp, it's going to be getting that information. The next thing it's going to be doing is it's going to be getting all the leads associated with that client. Getting all leads associated with that client simply looks at the funnel and then looks at the client over here. So if the client is Afonto, we get that lead. If the client is a different person, we get the lead for that person, right? So that's what this does. Next thing it does is it filters out any of the bad leads, right? So leads without lead IDs, without campaign IDs, that are in the status information or that are archived. All of those leads, they go away. We only want the ones that are like good leads, essentially, right? And then we use this URL endpoint to fetch the lead information, right? So we fetch the lead information with their email. Once we've gotten the lead with their email, we're then going to get the email history of that specific lead, right? By leveraging this automation right here. So let me actually show you how all of this stuff looks in action. I'll even add a 5. I'll do it like this to make it even simpler for everybody to see. Although you can actually see it here. But anyways, we'll do it like this, right? So this is the information we're getting. We're getting the sent count, but it's actually in an array. So let's do it like that. All right. So we've got multiple runs, right? And so array 5, this is what we're actually going to be getting with this get email history section. We're going to be getting number 5. And so when we get number 5, it's going to have the stats ID. It's going to have send. Some of these are going to be reply. Some of these are going to be sent, right? And all of this focus on the time. So this is September 4th, 1:13 p.m. They replied September 4th, 1:42 p.m. So if you look at this, this is actually going to need to be reversed, right? In order for us to be able to see like how many days since the reply, since the contact, right? We need to reverse the array. That's where this is going to come into play. Actually, this is a step too far. But I think it gets the point across. So we're actually going to be mapping the data to only get output anything that is type, right? So we're going to be getting that same array, but excluding everything that is not type, right? So we don't want stats ID, we don't want time, we don't want anything, we just want the type in this particular case, right? And then we do the reversal as I had mentioned, right? So we go back over here. Yeah, so let's look at this. We do the reversal, right? Which it doesn't actually matter. I was wondering if there's gonna be another one because the reply is in the middle, so like you're not gonna really tell. But it's actually reversed, right? So we get an array with just the type, right? So type reply sent, right? We just get that. Next thing we do is we convert this array into a string. By converting it into a string, it allows us to see the data much easier, right? Once we've converted it into a string, we replace the string text. So one, we're going to remove all of the brackets. We're also going to remove all of the commas to just get like 1, 0, 1. So all of the ones that are sent are 1. All of the ones that reply are going to be 0. That type of stuff, right? And then from here, we are going to be analyzing that string. So this is what's happening over here, right? So we are basically streamlining that array into something that we can actually read to be able to tell. And what this is, by the way, this is number of follow-ups. So if we go back to this, number of follow-ups since reply. So if we were to go back to this over here, and we were to see 1101, we would be 2 follow-ups since reply. Actually, this is sent, reply, sent. You see 0, 1, 1, 1, right? So it's still just one number of follow-up, right? But if it was reversed, that would be 3 follow-ups, right? And that's what this formula is doing over here. And then we just get all of this information. So that's the follow-up part. Like it seems complicated, and to be honest, it kind of is, but it works, and it's great, right? Next thing we do is we map all of the fields, right? So last replied, we're basically mapping the last of the replies, right? And we're getting the time for that reply. Follow-ups, I've just shown that. Last contacted, same as last reply. Days since last contacted, it's the same thing. By the way, this 86400, this is basically a timestamp division, right? If you want to convert timestamps into days, you would divide it by that, right? So this is the formula, and then we have the follow-up KPI. So to determine whether it's good, bad, or medium, we're going to be leveraging this formula. It looks complicated because there's a bunch of stuff going on, but it's actually a lot simpler in practice once you've got all of the basics of the formula down. So this is how we do it. Once this is done, all of this is doing is just adding the fields, the values into our ClickUp account. That's all that is doing, right? Once all of that happens, this is the automation that we run on a weekly basis, right? So this automation is going to fetch all of the clients. By fetching the clients, it's getting all of this information, more specifically the email recipients, right? So this is who we are going to be delivering the email to. Next thing we do is we're going to be creating a Google Sheets file. And so this Google Sheets file is going to be derived from this template over here, and then stored inside a folder that looks something like this, which is just funnel breakdown, right? And then once we've done that, we're going to get all leads from our ClickUp account. As I had mentioned, I use ClickUp to store my leads. You can use Airtable, you can use Google Sheets, you can store your leads in any platform. You can even fetch the leads directly from your Smartlead account, though I do prefer to have a database, right? So once we've done that, we've fetched all of the leads. So this is what it looks like when you fetch the leads. You get a bundle of leads like this, right? They're all collections, but we want to convert that into an array. And so when you convert it into an array, this is what it looks like, right? So it's just an array that we can look at and do the same thing that we had done previously, where we're mapping the fields, sorting them, doing all that stuff, right? And so that's where this set multiple variables field comes into play, where we look at the array, we sort it by the ascending, and then we want to get we want to sort it by the last contacted. So if you were to look at this, days since last contacted, 196, 195, 194, all the way it goes down, but it starts with the person who's the furthest out backwards, right? So that we help our clients prioritize the leads that have not been contacted, right? Next thing we do is we iterate through all of that stuff. So the array, we iterate through it again to get the data individually. We then add the rows. And so this is how you hyperlink when you're adding it. This is the formula that we leverage. This is the other formula. And then we create HTML. So we take all of this information, convert it into an HTML for the table, and then output it inside Gmail like this. To create the to create the email template, we use a tool called BeFree. This is how we created it. And then when you export it, you can export it as an HTML. So copy the HTML. This is completely free. And then when you paste it here, you simply need to add one particular section, which is just the aggregated text, which is right here. So the aggregated text, and that's it.